Hi, I'm Rachel Wright. I used to say, "How are you?" But you can't answer me, so there's not much point. And is there even a question anymore? Who knows? I am the parent of a child with very complex needs, and in recent years, I've also been somebody who has trained professionals about communicating with parents. I set up Born at the Right Time, and at Born at the Right Time, we are basically passionate about bridging the gap in our own lives between our story and our reality on our emotions, bridging the gap between the communication between professionals who care for people with families with complex needs and the parents who are leading those families with complex needs. Now, none of us have ever been in a global pandemic before. None of us have been in a national epidemic before to the extent that we are experiencing. Except maybe actually we have. Okay, so we haven't had a virus ravaging our families and our community, but if you're a parent of a child with very complex needs like me, then I think you've been here before. You've been here where the place where you are going on a path, on a trajectory, going towards a goal, and suddenly everything you expected, everything you planned, everything you'd hoped for was turned on its head and upside down. The control that you thought you had over your life went out the window. The goals and the time you spent and your priorities were no longer determined by you, but by a whole bunch of professionals who gave you appointments and therapies and pointed things out that were going wrong that you didn't want to see. And if you are that parent like me, I suspect you've got to the point where you are now living a new kind of normal, a new kind of rhythm. You've learnt to adapt your life. And guess what? It's take two. We're doing it again, only we're doing it all together. Because even the professionals who worked with us, even the family members who didn't understand what we were going through, even the people who walked down the street who couldn't comprehend the magnitude of how much our life had undergone a seismic shift, we're all doing it. We're all living a new normal. We all realise we're no longer in control. And if you're a professional who looks after a family like mine, we are deeper in this disability rabbit warren than we've ever been, because the control that we'd scrambled together and the support that we'd nurtured and built up and put in place, the rhythm and the pace of our life and the routine, it's all gone. And our world has shrunk once more. But do you know what makes a difference? And it's always made a difference. That's human connection. When you talk human to human, truth to truth, story to story, authentic person to authentic person, it makes all the difference. And it isn't about tasks and jobs and therapies and goals and equipment, but it's just eyeball to eyeball. It's just heart to heart. So in this upside down world, there's four things that I'm trying to remember and hold tight. That's number one is safety. Obviously, we're all trying to minimize the risk, and we've done that in the last few weeks by locking down and not going anywhere, not doing anything, and that's fine. But actually, we're now going to have to walk this tightrope of COVID-19. You may have walked a tightrope of a diagnosis. You may have walked a tightrope of epilepsy. You are now going to have to walk this tightrope of COVID-19 because it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere until we get a vaccine and effective treatment. And so we actually can't just stay in our house for the next 12 to 18 months. Well, I might be able to, my son might be able to, but can I expect my other kids to do that? We're going to have to learn another new normal where we manage the risks in order to keep ourselves and our family safe. And there is no right and wrong. We're just going to have to navigate that. And within that, we're going to have to look after our mental health, which I can be particularly good at and particularly rubbish at. Getting help, we need to get help. And we need to be kind, mostly to ourselves, then to the other people who are trying to support us. I'm trying to limit the long-term complications that might come out of the fact that we are not getting the schooling, the support, the therapies, the professionals that we once did. And I know I cannot be the sole physio, the sole OT, the sole speech and language therapist, the sole dietitian. Even with a carer living with us, I can't be all those people. I can't be 50 plus people and make my son's life the way it was. So I am choosing certain things. I am choosing to help him move in the same way that all of us have to exercise. I am choosing to make him change position in the same way I'm making my other 13-year-old get up off the screen and go somewhere else. And I'm choosing to give him fun, whether that's sensory, whether that's music, whether that's movement in water, whatever I can do. A little bit of variety, a little bit of pleasure, and a little bit of movement. What I'm also doing is making sure the biggest part of the 24-hour period that he isn't moving, which is while he's asleep, I'm making sure that that is maximised postural care. I'm making sure he's in a really good position. So if I have done terribly all day, I make the most of that time. Even if it's half the night or a quarter of the night or a couple of hours in the night, it's still better than not doing it at all. And the fourth thing is balance. He's getting balance in his day, and we all need to get balance in our days. I'm as important as he is. My other children are as important as their eldest brother. My husband's life is as important. We all deserve rest. We all deserve fun. We all deserve to be able to work. So whether you're a professional or a family, you're learning to navigate a new kind of normal, and you're learning to walk this tightrope of COVID-19. And I want to wish you all the best to try and find a way that's sustainable. Learn how to connect in a new, authentic way. It's not going to look the same, but you are still a person talking to a person. You are still a life connecting with another life. This isn't a sprint. It isn't even a marathon. It's an ultra marathon. But all we can do is take one step at a time and know that together, particularly, we can do hard things. Good luck.